Really? That's what Hey, what's up, Scott Balkan here with Imagination Creation Films, and today it is January the 3rd, 2025, and you know what that means, right? Yep, that means that it's Friday, and and that we should be live streaming. And oh, finally, there we go. I was waiting to push the go button, and wow, okay. So, hi, how are you? Happy New Year. Hope you're doing well. Hope everything's great for you. Hope your New Year's was fantastic. I hope your holiday season was fantastic. All the things, all the good things. Um, yeah, so we'll have a little chit chat today, a little chat, just you and me. We'll talk about stuff and things, and yeah, we'll have a little conversation, as I like to call it. Will be visible. Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks for telling me. Yeah. Hi. How are you? The Some of the things I would like to chat about is storytelling, and to put a finer point on it, efficient storytelling. That is, I kind of, well, I've been, you'll know I've been kind of like in just kind of feeling all throughout creatively. But I kind of had a charge, an electric surge, if you will, on what I need to do and what will bring it back. And that is efficient storytelling. Efficient storytelling. What is. Isn't that cute the way that sounds? Oh. It sounds like a little bird. My chair squeaking. Um, hey, look at there, Dave. Look at there. What's that? What's that? What's that right there? One, two. Two little post-it notes. uh, so yeah, efficient storytelling, and that is getting a story across, not in a 30-second, not a commercial time frame, but a 5-minute time frame, getting 5, 10, 15 minutes even, but telling that story in a way that captivates and holds people in to really want to hear that story and be a part of it. And that's what I'm now questing on, which is how can I improve in every possible way? It sounds like I'm sitting on a mouse, but I don't know if y'all can hear that. It kind of goes. Okay. Anyway, enough distractions. The goal is to tell better stories, and it's something I've always strived to achieve, but now I want to focus, laser like focus. And by this, I mean laser. Laser is a vertical line, laser. Um, but yeah, that's the main goal. And so, yeah. Hi. Happy New Year, Tyler. How are you? And there's Dave. Dave knows what this is right here. Dave knows. Dave's not saying. Don't know why Dave's not saying. Kevin, how are you, friend? Happy New Year to you, sir. Frank. Hello, Frank. How are you? Happy New Year. Oh, it's a wonderful, wonderful, fantastic, and wonderful day. We were going to have a guest on today, but they were all sick and backlogged, and why push that? Why make that? Why make that an additional stress point on someone who's not feeling well and awesome? You gotta be nice. Yeah, you can see Oakley in there. Hey, one of those days too. So yeah, next Friday I will. Well, this is a really good question. Um, uh, I will be down in South Texas to film Starship Flight 7. Looks like it'll be 4 o'clock. Okay. So I might I might live stream that. Um, I definitely we are supposedly going to have Starlink. Um, it'd be cool to start to live stream it. It just depends. Um, one way or another, I'll be down there. I have a lot of opportunity working on different places to be, so to speak, and figuring that one out. But it says it launches at 4 o'clock next Friday. So I will be there. I may be live. I may not. But one way, form, or fashion, I'll be there. And I don't know where I'll be. I might be in the park or I might be on top of a hotel. Working on it. So, did everyone have a fine and wonderful New Year's? I did. I had a nice little family gathering. It was fun. Just the small family, and we just kind of just ate and chatted and had fun, played games, did all the fun things. And then we had a happy New Year, and yeah, that was it. Uh, have a video that should be out on Wednesday here. Um, Something that's really cool, actually. I'm very, very impressed with it, and we'll be putting that out. Um, we have, I think, my release days on Saturday for the Alaska stuff. So if you're so inclined and interested in the Alaska adventure, our American Adventure Alaska, link is below to the channel, and I release those on Saturday mornings. Just think of it as your Saturday morning cartoon. Um, for you youngins, we used to have cartoons on Saturday mornings. We did just get cartoons whenever we wanted. Um, Fairless Intex says, Scott, your image looks better than in other occasions. Which camera and lens are you using today? I'm using exactly the same. However, I just changed my contrast settings. I was sitting here playing about 10, 15 minutes ago. No, that'd be about 20 minutes ago. I was like, I want a less contrasty look. I don't know why I was doing the more contrasty look. I don't know why I was doing a low contrast look. It was not what I desired. So I changed my settings. So it's still Komodo and it's still Sigma 18 to 35 on the Module 8 tuner, the L3 tuner, because, these cool things right here. But yeah, we got the better highlight roll off setting, which I believe, what did I go to? Let's see what I like, because I was literally auditioning about 27 different ways, and I just, I want to see. I am at medium highlight roll off, and I'm on high contrast for my tone map. Because if I go too hard, I feel like my beard, it loses. Well, maybe not. Y'all tell me. It's hard. I like the look of hard, but I feel like my beard kind of whites out a little bit. But it doesn't look too terribly bad. Y'all tell me. I'll leave it there for the moment. But yeah, it's nothing special. Just that. I do have the Nikon Z6 III. I bought that for myself for Christmas because I've been good this year, and I kind of wanted to run that thing through its paces, and I felt like it was a pretty good little camera for the bucks, especially when it was on sale, and so there'll be a review on that soon, just because I'm also interested in how it does low light and all the complaints that people have about it, which so far I'm going to go ahead and say are pretty unfounded. People like to find fault in things so that they can claim dominion over that thing. They can claim they were the one. They can claim, aha, I broke it. You can break anything. The complaints that people were complaining about are not in situations you would find yourself in. You're just not going to go, what if I overexpose 5 stops? Yeah, because I do that often. Nobody does that. That just doesn't happen. Yeah. Peter says, any news from Nikon on and Red? Nothing. I wish I could share. I am unable to share anything that is not out there because of a little thing called ADN. ADN, yes, that's what I'm calling it because I can't say the reverse of that. Yeah. But I expect 2025 to actually be pretty cool. I think you're going to find some really cool things coming, and you know, nobody should be at all concerned about Red in 2025 because there's some good stuff. So yeah, that. Let's see here. Feel free to ask any question. I mean, it's it's Friday. You do what you want. Feel free to ask whatever you like, and I'll try to answer whatever I can. Why is it so bright? That's just there we go. Tyler says, I saw from a couple of sources that in Q4 of this year that Red is releasing a new camera with a ZPL mount. I said, I think 2025 is going to be a pretty good year. Yeah. I think, yeah. Nice little celebratory prop to burn. How about that? How about that? Did I answer appropriately? I feel like I did. But it may be pushed. Well, remember, there's announcements and then there's release. We hear about things and then they come. Sometimes they just flat out come. Like Komodo X, just kind of like poof, hey, here it is. And sometimes they tease. I imagine that publicly traded company will not be teasing, but rather being more of a look, and then you can buy here. Frank says, what's on the wall? Are you referring to this right here? These two things? Well, Frank, it's an interesting story. Let me go take a picture of it, and I can better share that, because if you recall, there was something on there. Let's see. I need to share that to AirDrop. Scott Studio iPad. Yes, yes, indeed. And we'll take that and we'll put that up. And then I will look for. That's a dog. Where's the. There's supposed to be an HDMI out here. Is it not plugged in? Should be 3. It's not going out. All right, well, that's fun. Oh, maybe I got to do the stupid things. No? Why are you not going out? Huh. That seems far less fun. What? Well, that's not good. Shouldn't it show the device, display? Maybe this thing's not working anymore? That was weird. All of a sudden, my thing freaked out. Whoa, look at all that. Anyway, I was saying before the computer decided to so rudely interrupt me that I did a paint pour, and that was one of my favorites. And I had a friend come over who was in need of some film gear, and I was, what is going on? Am I actually just a person? What is this? What is going on here? There I am. That was weird. Huh. All right, back to me. So yeah, I was a filmmaker friend was over and was picking up some film gear that I was sharing, and he's like, "Can I have that?" And I'm like, "What? Can I have that?" I was like, "You know what? Yeah, you can. You can." I said, "Under one condition, you gotta write a little note to let everybody know what happened to it." So there it is. There you go. David happened to pick that up. It was. I was like, you know what? Why not? It seemed kind of fun, and he knew how much I liked it. And well, he's a red guy as well, so it worked out really well. Peter says, "I love the sign after the comment. I love the sign after the comment." I don't know what that means. Maybe I don't know what that means. Oh, hey, Sutton. Nikon Red gonna bring it in 2025. That's, yeah. Happy New Year from us here in the Philippines. Well, thank you very much. Happy New Year to the Philippines, the Filipinos. What is it? Lambda? Lambda? Oh, I gotta. There's my neighbor friend. His wife is Filipino, and she always makes this one dish, lumpia. Lumpia. Love it. That is incredible. Lumpia Shanghai. Lumpia Shanghai. Oh, so good. So good. But hello, Philippines. Very nice. Tyler says, the hybrid cam that Nikon can potentially make with the global shutter and R3D compatibility would be fun to have. Well, I think it would be important for them to learn from the Red Global Shutter and figure out how they can scale it appropriately to put it in the Nikon cameras, but also not completely poach what Red can do as well, because you do need to, not necessarily, I don't like the guarding of the gate kind of thing, but you should have different tiers. You should have a Lexus and a Toyota. And yeah, I mean, it should. I agree there, Tyler. Like I said, just picked up my Parasite plate. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Yep. Scotty V says, Happy New Year, bud. I just bought a mini gobo attachment for small lights. It's awesome. No more big, bulky, not going to bring it stuff. I mean, what I really would love, and it needs to be affordable. That is the thing. Remember the little dado lights with the little tiny ellipsoidals that are on there that you could just get that pinpoint spot. It's perfect for jewelry and food and all that kind of stuff. I want those. Let's see here. Yeah. Is it? Yep, you know what it is. It's so good. It's like, I don't know how to describe it. I describe it as almost like a Filipino taquito. But it's completely different. It tastes so good. Love it. King. New year, new you. Nope, same old me. Just now, there's 4 more bits for me. 4 more bits. Yeah. Let's see. That was so weird. Why did it turn me into an icon for a little bit? I feel less. I said there's 4 more bits, but I feel like there's less. Tyler says, did you see A Complete Unknown yet? Any thoughts? Oh, I saw Potato Jet's interview with him, which was pretty cool. It looks interesting. I like it. I find it interesting what he did and why he did it, and I understand it. I also find it a little strange that, well, I think he wanted the feeling of film, is what he was saying, but he didn't want it to just straight up be filmed, because the amount of grain in there, which is gorgeous grain, I mean, because it was real, certainly did not match the low light, but it definitely gave it a character, a little feel. Speaking of which, has anybody watched Dexter: A New Blood yet? Is it The New Blood it's the prequel of Dexter? I have got a serious nitpick of it, and I'm not gonna give away anything other than there's obviously flashbacks in it, and they are trying to give it a 70s kind of feel for the flashbacks. They're just throwing a grade on it for 70s, but they're not giving it any other look for 70s. So it literally looks like it's a nice, sharp image from 2024 with a 70s grade on it. That doesn't look 70s. I found that a little interesting, why they didn't dirty it up a little bit. I mean, they like completely just blow out the highlights on it, gave it that brownish greenish kind of feel, but it's super sharp. It doesn't work. It wasn't a compliment of it, a complimentary character. You know, I've been rocking Nikon and Red combo since 2020. I'm glad it's now a one-stop shop. I mean, they do make some really good cameras. They really, really do. Well, both of them. I mean, Nikon is serious about video, and I'm very happy with it. I've really enjoyed the Z8 a ton. It is a cool, exceptionally powerful camera, and the Z6 III is a really good complement to it. The movie was really good. I will check it out. Yeah, I've seen a New Blood. Was it? Well, I don't think it was a New Blood. I think it's the other one. What is it called? The new one. Uh, Los Angeles director says something I can actually post on the screen. I plan to shoot a doc destined for festival. Should I stick to SMPTE DCI standards so that the format is DCP friendly from the get-go? I know Red Komodo. Oh, absolutely, I would shoot 17:9 DCI. You always want to shoot with your destination in mind. If you intend on going to the festival circuit, if you intend on going to the theater, but you think you're probably not going to end up there and you'll end up on YouTube, still shoot it like it's going to go to the theater. Still shoot it like it's going to the festivals. You should always have a goal, shoot for the goal, and then everything else, you go from there. I would shoot it in DCI myself. But, you do you, boo. This is 2025. You could do whatever you want. You can shoot it vertical. Please don't. Please don't do that. Agreed. Doesn't have a real nostalgic vibe. Good point. Yep. And see, now, Tyler, it's going to bug the heck out of you when you watch it. When you see it, you're going to be like, no. The new ones, yes, the New Blood is with the sun. Right, okay. So, yeah, the new one. I forget what it's called. Happy New Year there, Dirk. Hope you're having a fine one overseas. It is wonderful. The world just keeps on going. I like it. We keep spinning. Gravity hasn't changed. Yeah. Well, that's the latest one that's going around, and I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. There's supposedly an email. The Las Vegas Cybertruck dude. Supposedly there's a letter or an email that he sent saying that China possesses anti-gravity technology, and that they're going to run war over the U.S. and win because it's such a huge level above anything we can do, and that everybody's out to get him, and blah blah blah. And that's what the drones in New Jersey were. And I'm thinking, so China's plan all along was, finally, we have achieved anti-gravity technology. We have the best drone technology on the planet. And we're going to go spy on New Jersey. Now that would make a good short. Very, very short. Yeah, that just feels really off. But yeah, you know the crazy internet. Carlos, good to see you, Carlos. Happy New Year, Carlos. King says, what lenses are your radar to own and operate this year? Well, one of them that I am very interested in is the 200 to 800 from Canon RF, which is not going to mate very well with my Nikons, but I don't care. That is a cool lens. I want to play with that quite a bit, and I probably want to own it. It's very affordable, actually, for so many things: wildlife, Starship, Alaska, all those things. But also, I want to do something, and I talked to a friend about it, and I don't want to steal what he may or may not do. But I was kind of talking to him about what he should do, and and it kind of got me excited in a way that I haven't been excited, which is tells you a weirdness about my personality that, like, I can't think of anything, and you'll say dog, and I'll go, yes, a story about a little dog that's doing this. Yeah, I just need the little push. But I want to shoot. I want to play with some big wide stuff. I want to show some landscapes, and I feel like Alaska is a great place to show that off. And I want to see what I can do with that as well. But I want to let him do it first because it is his. He technically was there first, so I'm not a thief. What do they say? Good artists borrow, great artists steal. Just borrow, and allow it to help you, infuse you, and inspire you. Dustin says, had to shoot a vertical video this week for a client. Very glad that Komodo has 9x16 guides and even a 1x1 format. Yep. I do miss, Dustin, the DSMC2 guides because, like, when we had to shoot for vertical and horizontal at the same time, we would set up both guides on Helium and Monstro, because with 8K you could do that, but you could have both guides visible on there and get really good quality vertical out of that. So it was kind of nice. You can't quite do it on these, but you can kind of do it. But yeah, I'm sad, Dustin, because I don't like vertical. I really don't like vertical. Oh, and I did people are like, oh, vertical video pays. It pays. I did my, I wanted to see the lifetime of all the YouTube shorts that I put out, how much money it's generated for me. 34 cents. That's right. YouTube can be a millionaire at this rate in a very, very long time. Red, bring back DSMC2 modularity. I think even Ari gets it. Oh man, King, it's so tough because that was the thing that everybody hated about Red before they came out with DSMC3. They hated that you had to, I have to buy $12,000 worth of parts just to make it work. And it's funny because I still see that kind of attitude out there. People are like, buy a Red, get a Komodo. Oh yeah, it's only $5,000, but it costs you $10,000 by the time you want to shoot with it. No, it's $5,000. That's it, and you can shoot with it. But yeah, that was the thing. If they brought that back, I mean, it would just people would complain again. I don't think they shouldn't have one that is modular, though. I think that'd be kind of cool. Dirk says, any thoughts on the? Yeah, I think it's kind of a lost leader. I mean, I don't think it's a leader. I think it's run its course before it was even run, so to speak. You can have Blackmagic certification on something because they don't care. You're the one taking it apart. So yeah, I just don't see that much of a. There were some cool things on it. I just don't see that much of a winner for it. I myself quite like the modular, yes, but Dirk, look at all those options that they had. Put every option on it. You're like, yeah, I want everything. How can you hold that camera? There's literally something coming out of every single edge and corner. I mean, even the bottom actually had some stuff on it. How are you going to hold that camera? You would need a big cage that sticks out this wide. That feels a little off. The Lexus Nexus camera lens mount system is a terrible idea. Yeah, it's tough to implement. It really is tough to implement. I am also intrigued by supposedly the stats of the new Mavic 4 from DJI with internal ND, but also supposedly that tech goes into a small cube camera in 2025 as well, provided that the world is allowed to purchase it, because America is like, well, we're gonna do this and that, and China says, well, we're gonna do this and that, and now I heard China's going to, if America does what they're gonna do, then China will not allow any exports of any drone tech at all, which is, maybe it's those New Jersey maglev drones. Maybe that's what they're talking about. Fairless Syntax says in a multi-part, I think Nikon should have proper cinema line distinct from the hybrid mirrorless Z's. Agreed. The requirements to optimize motion picture performance are sometimes incompatible with, now Red would disagree with you there, the ones on the still side. Also, the need for high power processing, 12-bit and above, and proper cooling make the size and weight of a motion picture camera, continued, too big for photography, at least with the current technology. Komodo, Pixis, even Rano show how small you can get today. So, DSMC, Digital Stills in Motion Camera, is what Red was saying with the original cameras, the DSMC-1. They said, why can't you pull a nice still, raw still, from your motion camera? And they were right. I mean, one of the first years I saw Red in person, they were on the NAB floor, and they had a fashion show going on where they had the runway and they had all the Red cameras everywhere, and they were shooting all these models, and they were printing out full-size posters right then and there on the floor, showing you that you can absolutely pull stills. You just set your shutter speed high enough or your angle low enough, and you can do it. Now, in principle, though, I do agree with you, and that is, that comes from, to me, a level of expectation. If you're shooting stills and something goes wrong and you miss one shot, you're going to be okay. I mean, I get it. Sometimes it's just that one shot. But if your camera glitches, if your camera does a little funky thing or what have you, that is recoverable in your brain. A cinema camera, I would say, I'll say it like this, it can't fail ever. Obviously it can, and obviously it will, and it's a tiny percentage, but we're looking at, a stills hybrid camera. We think of that as a desktop computer with built-in storage. Sure, we can make it faster, we can put flash in there, we got flash storage, all of that. A cinema camera is an enterprise storage server. It has RAID in it, it has redundant everything, it has multiple power supplies. Obviously your cinema cameras don't, but the point being is that you got to think of cinema as enterprise in that 5 nines of availability. It just can't go down. It does, but it can't. And you can't build a hybrid camera that small and compact, like you're saying, with the heat and all of that, that won't fail. It's going to, you're pushing the envelope, really. Geek says, I love all these cameras, but I have this big block that I can't do. Sensors smaller than full frame. I don't know, King. I really adore Super 35. I mean, I love full frame, and I love larger than full frame, and this year I do plan on playing with that. In fact, I know that Mutiny has a rental house, and they have a medium format. I should rent that. Did y'all know you can rent from Mutiny too? They do have a rental house now. It's a small rental house, but you can work with the gear that you'd like to. But that was not a plug. The Mutiny was going to be on here today. Sutton is obviously here, but they're all sick, so we're just having some fun today. But I do like Super 35. I do not like Micro Four Thirds. Super 35 is it. It's for the lowest. But I have a fondness for Super 35, and I probably always will. Just call me old fashioned, but I can evolve too. I have a couple of full frames around here too, and I want to play with bigger too. I do. Tyler says, speaking of DJI, anyone know why the LiDAR is out of stock and discontinued on B&H? They're making a new version. So what I believe that is, Tyler, because I saw somebody else post that, and what I believe that is, they do not sell the LiDAR itself yet. What they sold was the previous version. So it was the one that was on the 4D, which had, I forget what it is, 6,000 or something, whatever the specs were. The new one has like 30 or 40% more. And that's the one that's in the creator follow focus system, all the new one. That is the next generation of it, and they don't sell that by itself yet. And so the one that they sell standalone was the previous one. And I saw that as well. I saw it on Amazon back 6 months ago. And I had the same question. I was like, wait, why is this different? And then I did the research and found out that that's why. So that. I have captured some very nice photographs from Monstro. Once I get to Raptor X, I will use it at times exclusively for photography. And you can. I pulled some very cool stills from the launch of Flight 6 of Starship. And I've learned a few things. I've grown up since the last one, and I will be shooting differently this time. And I will be able to pull some more steals. Boy, I attempted to take apart my 100 to 500 to clean it because there was a lot of dust in there. And that is not a lens you can take apart very easily. And I was not brave enough to go much further. I got part of it clean. There was a little bit of dust left in there, and I fought trying to get it clean. And then I looked on my sensor, and I was like, son of a... There was some on the sensor, and that was the last little bit. But I got it clean now, so I'm all happy. Tyler says, I pulled a still from my Komodo at MQ for an album cover over Kaleo. Worked out great. Absolutely. MQ is beautiful. I mean, you could do it at LQ. You just have to be careful what's in that image, for sure. Ian says, I'm wanting to play with full frame or even large format. Just don't have many opportunities near me. I hear you. Rental is a way to do that. You could do Lens Pro to Go or Lens Rentals. You could do that. It just depends on what you want to rent too. I think this new Fuji cam is going to be interesting. I hope they do something with the 100 megapixel sensor, and I hope they record the 12K in open gate. Even if it's at 30 frames a second max, I don't care. That would be pretty cool. Be pretty cool. Just put down your Visa card because they don't take American Express. Yeah, I hear you. I I would like for more. I would like for more manufacturers to jump into some larger image size. I think that would be cool. Where did you took a picture of my door? Oh, there it is. Okay, Amazon. I was like, where's the packages? Um, but it is hard to get a good a yield on those sensors in that size. Uh, it it's just the way it is. I wish I could share. I don't think I can. Um, just talking with people uh, about what some companies have done, and that there are quite a few very large format sensors out there. I mean, obviously we know some of them, but others have made very large sensors for specific purposes. But it would be fun, wouldn't it? Just just like the sphere camera and the 9x7 to just have a little play session with that. I'm pretty sure Pavel's not going to loan me one of his 9x7s for a week. But if he did, that would be pretty slick. Just to see what you could do with that giant. I want to see a movie shot on the Hubble telescope. Well, you use the Hubble telescope when you want to film a movie on Mars from Earth. The Hubble's actually not that impressive anymore. There's there's a lot of really good technology out there past the Hubble. What the Hubble has that we don't is it's outside the atmosphere. I do love the Hubble. I think they should just continue it forever as long as they can possibly do it. But I think they should have 15 Hubble XLs up in space. Why not? It'd be cool to have that and just not point them at Earth because come on, we don't need any more of that. Giovanni says, "Hey Scott, happy Friday! Don't forget to hit the like button, guys. I appreciate that, Giovanni. That's very thoughtful of you. Uh, it is magical. So what? Back to the original topic of storytelling and concise, efficient storytelling. What are some tips that you guys practice that allow you to be an efficient storyteller? What things do I need to focus on to improve? I feel like I'm an okay storyteller, but I want to be better. What things should I work on to to help me tell stories better? I know in my way, the one of the things I want to do in my storytelling, I want to mix narration with live action me. Uh, in a couple of different ways. I want to think of the movie Elf. I mean, Elf is a really good movie like that. You've got the narration overhead that's happening, and you're telling that story. It's also a really good story, but you've got that mix, and I love that. And I would like to condense stories down to 10, 15 minutes, and and tell that kind of stories. What things would what you guys do to make it better, make it more efficient? A 360 Hubble setup would be good storytelling, but where would you put the solar panels? Can you imagine the algorithm? You just put it out on a stick, a little sensor out there, and it would be you just like ignore the giant spacecraft underneath. Jarrell, hello, sir. How are you? I hope you're having a wonderful and fantastic Friday. I am. I'm enjoying myself. Ron says, I have no idea. I only tell stories in my songs. You know what? I beg to differ. I think you have an idea because what is a song? A song is a 3 to 4 minute story, is it not? Well, maybe not some of the newer, hipper stuff where they're like, there's your song. But, back in my day, we used to tell stories in our songs. Now, there's a lot of good songwriters out there, but it is a story, is it not? You're telling a story in 3 minutes. That seems like an efficient way of doing it. I don't think I would do verse, chorus on a short story. That would be an interesting short story, wouldn't it? It's like Jimmy walks to school. Jimmy is happy. Jimmy is very happy. Jimmy goes to lunch. Jimmy is happy. Jimmy is happy. Ron says, efficient storytelling needs beats. It does. You're right. And it needs an arc. It needs the beginning needs to tell the end before you get too far in the beginning. You need to know where you're going with the story, or it's the ask and answer. It's the which is also very typical songwriting. Ask and answer is both storytelling and in musical. You ask a question with a guitar, you answer it with a piano. That's maybe I should be thinking about songs as short form. Beats, yeah. You need to be efficient. You need to get to your points, and it needs to feel like everything is flowing. I agree with that. Yep. King says, I think your storytelling skills are good. Your strong suits is also character development, but you don't go in depth enough with your characters. I would agree with that. The only time I've ever done that is on the things that I have not created yet. Well, I have not shot yet. The actual features that I've written, I literally did what they tell you in all of these books, where I just started writing about the character Joe. Tell me a little bit about Joe. Joe's this. Joe's got this. The 100 questions that you ask about your character to define your character, or something like that. I think that's what I did. I think it was 100 questions. And you fill it in. Is Joe married? What is Joe missing? What is Joe's biggest regret? What is Joe's, it's like a job interview. But I agree with you. I agree with you there too. I don't mean music. I mean story beats. I agree. I know what you meant. I definitely understood what you meant. But I completely get it. I don't know. In my opinion, I feel a good story pushed through a very human filter that, with flaws and mistakes, help drive. I also do agree with that as well. I feel like it is. Efficiency is not to be confused with accuracy. It should. You can have it, but yeah, having someone say in a narration can be very powerful in multiple ways. It can be flawed and a mistake. Thinking Jimmy walks to school and he sees something, well, a little disturbing. That kind of thing, that is a flaw in a speech, because you could just say Jimmy walks to school and sees something disturbing. It's that way. So I agree with that as well. I like that. Giovanni says, a good story has a beginning, middle, and end. Conflict and resolution are good tools to help move a story along. Indeed. And I tend to not know where my ending is. I tend to create stories on the fly. It's a bad habit, trust me. And it's definitely something I'm working on. Tariq, hey, you might keep filming your Muppet Show shorts on the scripted stories. I will have some more. There might be a Muppet that appears here and there between now and Alaska, but for the most part, the Muppets are packed away. The puppets are packed, but they are accessible. They're labeled and accessible. Tyler says, I usually start with the 5 W's. Once that information is dialed in, where, what, when, why, and wow. Who, what, where, when, and why. Okay, yeah, there we go. Something on paper and revised character. Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. Fair enough. Yep. I feel not all characters need so much depth, though. That's true. Like, look at some of your friends. Would you be able to tick all of the boxes down to knowing their favorite flavor of snow cone? It's true. Yeah, I mean, if yeah, agreed. I mean, if they come in and their character has 5 minutes of screen time and that's it, they don't really do much more than that. Then yeah, there's definitely a whole lot of details we don't need to know about that one. But your antagonist, your protagonist, their interests, that kind of stuff, that does matter a lot because it, you know, your protagonist needs you need to understand the viewer needs to understand where their direction is. You know, depending on what story it is that you're telling, the 7 stories uh, out there, uh, all of that helps. You know, I want to be the best athlete, but I have a bad knee. Um, I want to be the best vocal coach, but I have a stutter. You know, that kind of stuff. Those little things. And I developed that stutter when I was a kid and saw something horrible happen. Um, all of those little details help your protagonist, your antagonist, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, not everybody needs the whole story. Efficiency is more about intent rather than saying less altogether. This is true. This is true. Muppets, let's go. There will be more puppets. There will be more. I tell you, I was very tempted. I'm glad I didn't because I didn't have room. I was very tempted to bring one of the puppets to Alaska on my scouting trip and just film him everywhere, just just for some little comedy. I don't know if the Alaska Channel is ready for puppets though. We'll see. Alaskans, they maybe have a little fear of puppets. Somebody might shoot at it. Who knows? Uh, we'll see. Uh, Ian says, endings are hard for me. I have a friend that writes the end first and another friend that lets the end write itself once they start writing. That's the second is me. And I tend to have the idea, oh, I want to tell the story about, well, let's take something simple. Let's do, I don't know. Trying to think of something. I'm trying to think of something that actually would apply. I was just trying to think of something like a small home improvement, like that you would do. Replacing a door. Obviously, the end is that the door is replaced. That's probably a really bad example. Let's try something different. The story of my van. So I'd tell you all about my van. I'd show you my van. I'd show you my van doing what it does for me. But I know I want to tell the story of the van. I know that the van is important to me, but I don't have an ending yet. I don't know what is the ending. What is the ending for a van story? And that's how I literally approach everything. And I tend to fail a lot, I feel, because I don't know what I'm writing, mostly because I don't prepare ahead of time. But yeah. People are excited with the introduction of higher than full frame sensors, but given the lack of fast lenses for medium format, you can basically get the same T28 medium look on a T15 continued. Yep. So it'll get all the hype of medium format and motion picture, except that the bigger sensor captures more light than the smaller sensor to reproduce the same scene. Yeah, I'll elaborate a little bit. Hence, you should expect improvements in image quality, maybe not dynamic range if sensor tech is the same, but more detailed image, better separation of colors, better texture reproduction. So The example I will give, and this is the example told a friend, is go watch the movie How the West Was Won. If you've never seen it, it's not a, I mean, it's a great movie, but it's not, by today's standard, it's not a huge, blockbuster. It was technically, but what they did was it was huge format. It was really wide. It was almost 3-to-1 in wide. They projected it with 3 projectors in the theaters. It was so wide that it kind of curved around you and you felt like you were in it. It was, I mean, this was back in the 60s, I think. It was phenomenal. But it was really, really immersive. And the other interesting thing about it, they didn't do shallow depth of field. They did very deep focus. In fact, in almost every shot, everything was in focus. There was some depth of field in some of them, but nothing like today. They were not shooting at 5.6. Well, they could have been actually because it was so wide, but you had somebody standing right in front of you, and then all of the mountains way in the back, hundreds of miles away, were completely in focus. And the feeling of that movie is intense. It is huge. That is kind of a wild one. And I think I think that's kind of a win for me for Alaska. I was always trying to figure out, how do I tell the story of places that I've been, canyons, various giant mountains and such. And it's really hard to show how big it is. I think the way you do it is you shoot it really big and really wide, and then you put someone, and you shoot it really close, and you put someone in a frame. I'm solving my own problems as I go too. Have you heard what Trey and Matt from South Park said about storytelling? Basically, instead of putting in, I did. That was, what was that? Where was that? Was a video or something that they did like 15 years ago? They would always, they would never end something with a sentence. They would put, like you said, but and therefore, but there was a bunch of words that they used. That is very good. I got to go find that because it was true. It was very, very, very insightful, and it allowed their stories to flow so fast because they never had a period at the sentence. They always, this causes this because of this, and therefore this, while this, always, it was good stuff. Yeah. Oh, my brother lives in Juneau. Very cool. Juneau is the weird, well, I guess there's a lot of weird parts of Alaska because there's a lot of parts you just can't get to except one way, or by plane or boat or what have you. Juneau's one of those is like, hey, let's make that the capital. And it's completely landlocked. It's like, whoa. It's a pretty small town, too. Fearless Syntax Tequila Vistas do well on cropped medium format. Not sure what lenses will be available when we go true medium format and beyond. Tariq says, SKR is capturing the vast vista, projecting on 3 projectors. Yes. Which I believe we can now do today. I think LED walls will... I don't know if existing LED walls will do it. I've been told yes, that it's acceptable, that it looks good. But I think LED walls will be kind of the future of theaters. And, you can go a little bit around and a little bit above with that, a little bit of curving. The 60s had great styles all around. Well, they thought big. They really did. I mean, Westerns, I mean, there's not too many westerns done. I mean, they're usually comedies. I mean, A Million Ways to Die in the West is one of the funniest movies out there. But it was not vast. It was not huge. Now, Hateful Eight, that was impressive. And it was shot wide. It looked good. It was another point I made was Hateful Eight intro was perfect for large format, showing you I mean, the interest. They're coming, and they're continuing to walk, and you hear them, you see them in the distance, and it's taken forever for them to fill the screen because it's so large format. It's not just wide; it's large format. Yeah, How the West was. There we go. For yep. What you're live streaming on, by the way, highlights clipping. See, I said so. I said so. I knew it. I knew it. I was just waiting for someone to say it because no one ever actually did. I did ask. There we go. And now we're good. Happy? No more clipping highlights. There we go. I thought it was a little too much, but I've been fooled on this monitor before, so it was I was taking a chance there. Now, sadly, Rex is completely log right now. That's a little sad. We did fix that. We can't have him be log. We need to set him to something better. Yeah, we'll do that. There we go. All right. There we go. Now we're better. Oh, hey. Oh, he's blown out now. That's right, because I was, that explains a lot, actually. I was mapping out ISOs. Where am I at? I'm looking for there. Yep, there, okay. What? I don't. There we go. Much better. I'm fine. Okay. Hey, I can actually see all the settings on the camera there. That's cool. Now he looks better. Doesn't he look happier now? Look at him. He's like, oh, I feel great now. I feel colorful. Scotty V says, Hateful Eight was one of the best until Chris smashed that rear. I know. It wasn't a Gibson, though. It was a Martin. And it was, oh, my God. That was bad. That should never, ever have happened. And her reaction was real because she knew it was the rare one, and Kurt did not. And woo, that should never have been allowed to happen. And because of that, we'll never get an old Martin on a movie set ever again. How would you explain the fact that Once Upon a Time in the West was filmed on 2perf film strip and looks amazing, but How the West was filmed on 20 minutes and looks almost equally? I don't think you could compare that because How the West was projected with 3 different projectors for the final product. So if you look at, because there's lots of copies of How the West was out there, and some of them are not very widescreen. And so when you condense it down, yeah, it's hard. You gotta consider too, how would Once Upon a Time in the West look projected across 3? Yeah. Calibration on my phone is different from my laptop. It looked clipped, but I figured my phone was doing it. Nope, it was completely the roll off. Got a complex problem. I have a Komodo X and a shoot virtual production. I want some very clean lenses with little distortion and clinical. I also want metadata so I can stream it to Unreal. Suggestions? Anything RF, anything EF with data. I would choose the Sigmas. The Sigmas are going to be exceptionally sharp and exceptionally clinical. They're quite good, and they'll give you the metadata for all of that. So there's your answer. I mean, you're going to be looking at some kind of photo filter or photo lens. Honestly, it would be the Sigma photos that I would be looking at, not the cinemas. Although they do have, don't they have the versions with data in them? But I mean, the 18 to 35 and the 50 to 100, other than the massive focus pull or focus zoom it does on the 50 to 100, fantastic lenses. And you can get them on EF, put them on an EF adapter, run them right through, and you get all that data, all the good stuffs. Tariq says, agree with Komodo X paired with RFs or Sigmas. Love how it looks. Yep. Why are all my props falling apart? Cook Eye can stream too. It can, for sure. There's a few that could do it, but I mean, the good thing about the Sigma photo lenses is they are the same glass as what's in the cinema. They're color matched. They're super sharp, but you get all that extra data in there. So you can save $1 or $2 or $7. So, yeah, and they do quite well. I've probably shot more on my 18 to 35 than probably any lens here, and I've shot it on every single camera, with the exception of full frames, unless I was punched in. But yeah, I think IRIX has iData 2 on what? I don't think they have iData on, the ES did not have iData. I don't believe. Did you see? Yes, I did. We were talking about that just probably right before you popped on. We were talking about that. Yeah, it was pretty interesting. I enjoyed it. It was also funny because what's his name had just posted yesterday that Barry Lyndon was available on YouTube for free for streaming. Which was shot with those NASA lenses, was exceptionally interesting. And then, like 3-4 hours later, it went private because it was actually for buy or rent. Somebody messed up. The PLs. Let me see here. Maybe they have some that do. This one surely doesn't. Which, I gotta finish that review. Gotta finish the 65 review. I do like that lens though. Tariq says, oh, are you saying PL that you need? No, okay, never mind. Good storytelling is how much thought you put into acting from editing as you do lens choice. This is true. Going back to storytelling, shot movement in addition to no movement in combination with shot sizes and lens choice all make the story. This is true. And one thing that I do motion matches the character, in that if someone is efficient and fast and everything, then that camera movement needs to be efficient and fast and sharp and clean. And if somebody is crazy or not feeling well or off their game, then the motion needs to, you gotta match that motion and make it as much of the character as possible. For sure. Only Stanley could get NASA lenses for Barry. Probably because we had it in. Yep. He shot the moon landing. Funny. If Kubrick shot the moon landing, no one would have said that they're fake. Oh, see. Irex and DC's no eye data on them. Right. Yeah, they do have a version, and I don't remember what they're called, and I wonder if they do have eye data on them. Kirk says, the question, is there a way to use BMVA monitor and USB-C to an iPhone and use YouTube to live stream, but pick Komodo as camera, creating a small format live stream budget kit? Yeah, you could do that now. You can quite literally take the Axoon, the little viewfinder monitor, EV, what is it called? I got one over there somewhere. No, it's backed away. You can plug that in and go straight into your iPhone. It will take it as that. And yeah, you can stream with that. What's up, Rexy? Tariq says, Stanley got that money for 2001 from NASA in return for the moon landing. Guys are cracking me up. Scotty V, not only that, but they also shot at higher stops to have more in focus. Doing that at night is pretty cool, actually. It looked really natural. It did look cool. I like that. It was a good little interview that he did, and I definitely want to see that movie. Copy that. Rex looks sad. Why does he look so sad? Why he looks? Oh, he looks so sad. There we go. Okay, let's see here. Scotty V says, Tariq, did you ever see Stanley admit it to his friend on film? He promised to wait 20 years to show it. Oh, wait, I neglected Instagram. Anybody on Instagram? DeHaven, hey, Charles Pappert. Oh, if y'all want to see something funny, I don't know if you still got it out there, but I posted on Facebook for inspiration on storytelling, and Pappert put out his short that he worked on. He's only put it out there. He said he's going to take it away quickly, but find my post and find his reply and watch his short quickly. It was freaking brilliant. I loved it. I'm probably wrong about the IRIX data. I looked it up and can't find anything. I think I confused it with their L mount lenses that pass, but yeah, that's possible. It's possible. It would be S trash, X is better. It would be trash, X is better. Not sure what you mean. What are you referring to there, Andre? Let's see here. We're only going to go to 6 o'clock today. I got stuff and things to do. LG is trash. Oh, IG is trash. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Instagram is pretty wild. I rarely use it. In fact, hardly anybody shows up on the live streams anymore. It's interesting. Did y'all see that thing? I posted it on Facebook, where Meta is now going to create AI generated profiles and have them follow and interact with people on Instagram and Facebook. I thought, what a dumb idea. You're literally doing the thing that we don't want. We're already tired of bots and all of that. It's weird. Tariq says, oops. I already knew it, Scotty. Ron, Elmount, Irix may have the identity. I'll check that as well. Here comes a multi-parter here. But aren't people going to movie theaters less than they used to? Oh, they're definitely going less. There was a chart. I saw it briefly, and I can't find it again because Meta, Facebook, just like, I went to another page to look up some information, came back, and it was gone, and I couldn't remember who it was from, any of that stuff. But ever since 2019, ticket sales have declined. I think it was 2018 was the peak. And ticket sales were at 11. I don't know what the number is. 11 billion maybe? 11 billion at peak, and now we're down to like 700 million. It's down quite a bit. And the trend is expected to continue. Theater has been closing, so if medium format IMAX appeal is to the immersive large screen experience, is the industry expecting to bring them back to theaters? That's not going to be easy times. So we have a real problem. The only game in town, including YouTube, which I was told has apparently more subscribers than Netflix these days. Well, yes, they do. The problem they have is theaters are out of control. I love going to theaters, but I hate the experience. I hate the experience so much of going there in the nickeling and diming for them to make money. And I don't know what the answer is, but I am not interested in paying $10 for popcorn. I really am not. I'm not interested in paying $8 for a tiny soda or $9 for the jumbo. That's bad. And they're doing it to try to generate the revenue to stay open. I get it. What do we need to do to save the theaters? Because like Apple did with Wolves, they just pulled it and didn't go to theaters. They went straight to streaming. It was supposed to go to theaters. That's a real problem. What do we do? Because that whole thing, let's be honest, if you go to a theater and you watch a horror movie or a comedy, watching it in a theater is way better, or even an action, than watching it at home. Why? Because when the audience laughs, you laugh. It is a natural thing. We're pack mentality. We tend to do what the groups do. So when you find something a little bit funny and they laugh and the whole crowd is laughing, you start finding it a little more funny. It's not that you were wrong. You were contained. Now you're uncontained. You are expressing yourself freely and feeling okay with it. That is something you can't have at home, and you really can't have it on goggles. You're just not going to bust out laughing watching a movie on goggles. You might snicker, but I promise almost nobody's busting out laughing watching on goggles. You're going to bust out. Why do you think people that see a funny TikTok immediately take it and put it in front of their friends and watch them watch it? Because when they bust out laughing, and vice versa. Yeah, it's I don't know what to do about it. I do know that, Cinemark on January 19th said that they will, for one day only, fill any popcorn container up to 400 ounces for $5. So I did the math on that and found out that a 3-gallon container is just the right proportion. It's not over 400 ounces, and you can maximize that popcorn for $5. I also thought it was funny. I happened to go onto their website, and you can, they advertise on there, you can get those delicious movie snacks through Grubhub. How much would that popcorn actually cost you? It's already $10 for a tiny little bag, and then you're going to get it Grubhubbed? Why would you want that? No. But people will do it. I'm sure they do. Ron says, I do believe they do this because the Pixis was using IRIX lenses in the trade show. Okay. Could be. Watching a film in a big theater is another experience compared to home. Yep. Recently we projected 4K projector on 4K projector the footage in a theater, and wow, I got goosebumps. Right? If 2018 was peak, it did. Scotty, it did. It absolutely destroyed 2020, 2021, and 2022. It wasn't until late 2022 that people actually started going back. But also, I think, was it 2022 when we got Top Gun? I think so. Because I think that's what saved it. That brought it back. If we could have more movies like Top Gun, I think it'd be. I will say this too. I think it would be better for movie theaters if they wouldn't have 12 screens of the same movie and have 12 different movies. I think we need to bring back the low-budget movie to the theaters. We used to have all the small, I always talk about it all the time, the 80s and 90s, some of the best, cheapest movies that were all story-based came out of that era. They'd shoot these movies for a few million, well, a few more million, but not 100 million. And they would put it out there, and it would make tons and tons of money. And that's what we need, I think. I think we need to bring some of that back. Tyler says, I think it's just interesting that we used to be obsessed with the next gen of TVs and DVDs, and now people are watching content. Yeah. Well, it's because they don't have a choice. They're being artificially capped, and they just accept it now. You'll be streaming wonderful in 4K, and it'll drop down to 1080. Most people don't even notice that it actually happened. And the funny thing is, it doesn't go back. I have this problem on Netflix. I'll go to Netflix and I'll push play, and it will start playing, and I'm like, wow, this is like 360p. And it'll stay that way. It will never improve. But if I exit out, go right back in and hit play, boom, 1080. It's dumb. But they're doing it because they don't want to. They don't want to cost them money to stream. You're right, I guess, Ron, because a friend of mine is using the Pixis with IRIX. Yep, virtual production as well. Yep. Back in my day, the Dollar Theater was really... Dude, tell me about it. I used to love the Dollar Theater. It was awesome. Back then, I didn't mind paying $4 for popcorn. It was awesome. Movies ran for a long period of time because they had their run. They would be on the big theaters, then they would go to the small theaters, then they would go to the dollar theaters, then they would eventually end up at home. And now we're so rapid to get things out. We're just like, yeah, screw it, we'll just take it home. Just go at home. CDs are higher bit rate than streaming, and CDs weren't considered good quality. They apparently care more about the convenience. It's true. It's true. Well, yeah. Howdy, everybody. Hello, Cognition. Also, the other thing that I mentioned at last live stream was Netflix. Netflix was telling directors, we want your characters to say what they're doing while they're doing it for people who are doing other things while watching a movie. No, that's 1920s and 30s radio. Do that. Go to radio if you want to do that. Stream a podcast. I guarantee it's cheaper. I want people to watch a movie. If you can't watch a movie, don't watch it. It's that simple. But then again, what do I know? Hey, Cog. Hey, Dirt. Andre. Predator. Yeah, Predator was good. More low budget horror theater in theaters would be fantastic. I agree. I mean, I use this one all the time, but if you think about the 80s and the little rom coms, the teenage rom coms, uh, all of those feel good movies for back then, they weren't expensive. All of them were, oh my gosh, it's a little dicey. Oh my gosh, it's a little racy. Oh my gosh, it's okay. It's just a story. It's not real. Tell every story. Be fine with it. Um, it those movies didn't cost a lot, and they were all story driven, and they were great. They were great. I mean, I go back and watch those a lot. There's a whole bunch of them like that. Terminator was a little box officey. It was a little pricey, but it was excellent. I loved how amazing Pacific Rim looked on big screen. Looked like it was IMAX even though it was shot on 5K. Yeah, this is true. I mean, I tell the story when Hateful Eight came out. They did the 100 theater what do they call it, whatever roadshow, where they projected it on 65 or 70 millimeter. And so they had to bring back to life all these 70 millimeter projectors to do it. And while I was in the theater watching this and loving every minute of it, all I could hear were kids and young adults complaining, "Why is it flickering? Oh my God, that is so bad. Why? They need to fix that. There's something wrong." That you had some like tech kids are like, "Oh yeah, the refresh rate's really bad." Like, bro, it's projection of film. Go see it. It's awesome. Die Hard, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, Indiana Jones. Those were all box office. But I mean, look. Let's look at let's do this. Top 80s movies. Top 80s movies. These are all going to be blockbusters at first. Maybe if they ever display. Well, that's weird. Are you going to display? You're just going to really? All right, fine. I won't watch them then. Oh boy, Forbes is going to have me a list. Heathers, Raising Arizona, Lean on Me, Fast Times at Ridgemont High, Ghostbusters, Big. There was nothing special about Big other than it was just a cool story. Coming to America was funny. Pee-wee's Big Adventure, Beverly Hills Cop. I mean, When Harry Met Sally. When Harry Met Sally, that'd be a funny take. These are not the ones I was looking for. These are not the droids you're looking for. Why won't this show? IMDb will not show me. I was thinking like 16 Candles, Breakfast Club, all of those. It's weird. Hey, Luca. Luca says, "Hi, friends. Hi, Rex." Rex just got up and walked away. He's like, he knows it's about closing time. Closing time. Scotty says, Blockbuster started to at the demise, and Netflix and others will finish the jobs. Yep. Cox says, "Hi, Luca." Tyler says, "I think it's great that we still have small theaters that play old movies and film. Tarantino revived a couple." Yes, it is cool that they do that. I appreciate that as well. Tyler says, "Raising Arizona, so good." It was fun. It's fun. We have a great small theater in Houston called the River Oaks. Oh, I know River Oaks. I saw Blair Witch Project there before it hit big. I grew up in Houston, Ron, or Katy. We had Mason Road Theater. Used to be the Real Theater, and then it became the Dollar Theater. It was like, really? Yeah. Oh, Matt Weeks. Oh, hey, buddy. How are you? Happy New Year to Alaska. Man, I appreciate you. That is so awesome. Thank you so much, dude. Oops, I want to go down there and like that. Oops, no, I want to like. Stop it. I don't want. No, I'm not putting Matt in timeout. Would you stop it? I want to click the like button. It won't let me click it. Matt, thank you, sir. Happy New Year, buddy. I appreciate that. Yeah, Matt, what movies do you remember that were cool and affordable back then? Back in my day, you're not quite as old as I am, but Scotty, what you got? Let's see here. Old movies had better writing and music. Oh yeah, exactly. They they really did. I mean, they weren't they weren't so worried about offending everybody. Just, it's okay. Guess what? The shy kid was shy. And yes, bullies happen. It still happens. People just don't talk about it. And it happens in school. And you know what? They do get over it. They do. I was bullied, I promise. As big as I am, I was not big. I was tall, but I was not big. I was bullied. But you get over it. And you know what? I watched movies about kids that were bullied. I watched movies about kids that were bullying. And I enjoyed them all. I still enjoy them. They're great. Uh, man, I want this list of movies to come up. Rotten Tomatoes, maybe that'll come up. St. Elmo's Fires, okay. Flashdance, good one. Footloose, very good. Weird Science, excellent. Short Circuit, funny. Friday the 13th, it was good. Coming to America, we already saw that one. Purple Rain, I didn't care for that. Land Before Time, Spaceballs, funny. Revenge of the Nerds, funny. Willow, great. Willow's a little more expensive. Top Gun, real genius, excellent. Dirty Dancing, fantastic. Last Starfighter, cutting edge. UHF, hilarious. Nobody's ever really seen that movie, really. Go watch it, so good. Weird Al. Adventures in Babysitting, Caddyshack, Baby Boom, yeah. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, awesome. Scanners, yeah. Valiant, yeah. Untouchables, Desperately Seeking Susan. What was the Lost Boys, Tron, Beetlejuice. Yeah, there's Lost Boys. Wall Street, Flight of the Navigator, Stripes. All of these movies cover everything, G to R, and they were all really Dead Poet Society. Great story. Great story. Field of Dreams, Naked Gun, Karate Kid, the first one, the original. Terms of Endearment, Tootsie, pretty controversial for the time. Funny as heck. Return of the Living Dead, When Harry Met Sally, Time Bandits, that was good. Little Shop of Horrors, funny. War Games, excellent. Excellent. Fish Called Wanda. Too Big, Lost in America, didn't know that one. Rain Man. Pretty in Pink, yes. Fast Times, yeah, we saw that one. Escape from New York, yes. What was the other one? Big Trouble in Little China, also hilarious. They Live, great movie. Lethal Weapon, Poltergeist. There's Big Trouble in Little China. Scarface. Who Framed Roger Rabbit? I'm sorry, I'm just reading off movie titles, but all of these movies I want you to think about and think about why we don't have these today. The Road Warrior, Platoon, Vacation, Trading Places, Full Metal Jacket. I mean, Gremlins, Blues Brothers. Amadeus, RoboCop was oddly paralleling today. Risky Business, really Christmas Story. Ferris Bueller's Day Off. It's like Seinfeld. Ferris Bueller's Day Off is Seinfeld for a movie. Breakfast Club, Never-Ending Story, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, Goonies, Stand By Me, Predator, Airplane, Blade Runner. Almost done. Just The Shining, 16 Candles, Ghostbusters, yep, E.T., Back to the Future. Okay, there we go. Back to the Future, that series also fantastic. Not that big of a blockbuster, and it doesn't have to be. All right, let's see here. I love how fascinating the Breakfast Club looks. A real expertise. Yes. And we talk about character development. That was character development because that whole story, the whole thing, there was no arc of going across the world or anything like that. They were in a freaking library, and the whole thing, the story was character development. That's Tariq. I want to break that one down. Actually, that is a really, yeah. Breakfast Club breakdown in the story. I think that would be a really good one. All about. Cool. All right, let's see here. What did all I miss while I was reading off 140? Back to the Future is a gem of storytelling. Yes. Matt, what do you mean by affordable? Well, what I mean is back then they would make a movie that was $5 to $10 million, and they wouldn't bat an eye at it. They would make 50 of them, and 3 of them would hit, and they would make more money to cover all the others. Now they look at them and they're like, well, whatever the budget is today, 25 million minimum, and they say, we don't want to make $25 million movies. We only want to make $100 million movies. And that's wrong. Give us the smaller movies. Love Say Anything? Yep. Ghostbusters? Yep. Craig Mission, do you think Scott should get an R5 now that he's going to Alaska? Will he get an extra minute of recording? No, that's funny, King. My Z8 might work well up there too. A movie depicting a way of relating where one's role in a relationship is to support the other in such an overt way. That was interesting. John Hughes, excellent. Yes. Any John Hughes films, awesome. Almost all of American, Canadian films changed cinema. Yes. But they were always fun. John Hughes had a way of connecting. Uncle Buck. Uncle Buck is a great film. It is really a great film. It's character development all across the board. And it's a great story about character development. Fly the Navigator is the truth. Yep. All Clint Eastwood spaghetti westerns. Yes, good stuff. The Fly, 35. Yeah, I remember The Fly. It was so creepy. Better Off Dead. Yes. As Good as It Gets. That was a 90s movie, but fantastic. It's like, we all have a lot of dreams about noodle salad. my favorite is, go sell crazy someplace else. We're all stocked up here. And then his one where he's like, how do you write a woman so well? And he goes, I think of a man and I leave out all accountability and all reason, or something like that. I mean, it's just like, that's perfect Jack Nicholson stuff, but fun movie. Great character development. Really great character development in that movie. And that movie didn't cost a lot either. Commando and Predator, yep. House of Games? Oh, that's right. Yes, I remember that now. House of Dragons. Goodfellas, yeah. Mulholland Drive, interesting. That made me want to look up Girl Scout. Damn. I like popcorn, but I don't like $12.99 just for popcorn. Absolutely, and that is my big problem. But on the 19th, if you go to Cinemark, the 19th of January, they'll fill up to 400 ounces for $5. A 3-gallon bucket is 400 ounces. Now's your chance to finally get even. King, I don't know, House of Dragons. That was not an 80s movie. Man from Earth. All this takes place in the living room. The king of character development, Guy Ritchie. Yeah, this is true. Being Boz, I would love to see some smaller budget films again. Take risks on new people and stories and put those in the theater. Do it. Stop going straight to streaming. Put it in the theater. Let it run for 3 months. It's okay. I promise they'll make money if you change the way you do your freaking accounting on marketing. Because you don't need to just put the trailer on YouTube and let social media do its thing. You don't need to market it. Print up some posters, put them at the theaters, boom. People will watch your movie. It just needs to be good. You know, Top Gun back then was great. It was simple. It was great. Top Gun 2, the second one, Maverick, it was great. It was simple. And everyone applauded in that theater. They rose up and screamed with joy because it didn't try to be anything other than a simple movie. And it was great. I'm on a rant. Have you updated your Alexa, upgraded to Alexa 265 for your next feature? Hey, what are we doing here? I need to click. I missed the start, but is this related to the Facebook post? Yeah, the story development is we were talking about efficiency in storytelling, and then also we were just talking about theaters and why theater viewing has gone to the way down. I love going to the theater to see a movie. I just hate the experience. I made an analysis video on my channel on Uncle Buck. Interesting. Love the spies. The Spies Like Us. Oh, stupid movie, but fun because it's simple. It's simple. It is. I'm not even going to give it away because some of y'all probably have never heard of it. Go watch it, but watch the movie. Don't do something else. All those movies, character development, Stripes. I mean, I love Stripes. Another dumb movie, but so much fun. Hellraiser was one of those low budget. Oh man, there was that they started the Nightmare on Elm Street and all that stuff. They started the scares back then. Now I will say that the what's his name, James Wan, he has horror down perfectly. I love like 95% of every movie he's ever done. Let's see, King. Way off, but I'm waiting to get my A7S III to get repaired and sent back from when I walked away from Monopod. How stupid was that? Oof. Yeah, I hear you. Oh, I gotta sneeze. Evil Dead had a production budget of $350,000 and made $30 million. Exactly. It doesn't take a lot. It really doesn't. These movies can be brought back, and they need to stop telling the writers what we want it to be. Let the writers do their thing, come in, refine it a little bit, but don't say, well, you put this person as red hair, we want them to have blonde. Don't do that. Let the writer do the writing. Let the story be told by the writer properly. We don't need your input on everything. Ergo, the music industry. We don't need your seal of approval for a CD to come out. We know what we like. Let us choose. Make it available. That was a while ago. Long wait to upgrade. Yep. Matt says, same goes for Friday the 13th. I only get $600,000 to produce. It made $60 million. I don't know what actually, let's look that up. Box Office Mojo. And some of these movies, they did not do well in the theaters, but they made all that money back in sales of DVDs and such. I was looking up, there we go. Because I can't imagine this movie would have cost very much. Where's the budget? Ain't not gonna. Oh, you see all the details on IMDb Pro. Okay, there we go. I didn't say the movie because you guys are so much faster than me that you'll have the answer and you'll have it in there, and then when I get to it, it's like, oh, well, I just. So The Breakfast Club, $1 million is all it cost. That's probably $8 million today. It had what? 2 locations, if that. It made $50 million. Think about that. It was all story. Ah, man. I'm on a rant today. Completely agree. I think marketing has just gone insane. No, the Hollywood marketing, the Hollywood accounting is horrible. It's got great memory. Those were awesome lines from As Good as It Gets. I love that movie. I've seen it so many times. Go sell crazy someplace else. We're all stocked up here. The one line, I won't finish the line, but those of you who know it, and don't put it in there because I don't want YouTube to flag it. But I busted out laughing at the boldness. Is like, he said, Carol the waitress meets Simon the boop. And I just, the way he introduced that, it was just so fast. It's like, just, it was funny. It was just funny. And no one took offense of it. It was just funny. Tons of channels with AI. Oh, dude. I absolutely refuse to watch an AI thumbnail. And quite honestly, some of my friend creators have been dabbling in it. And you can always tell. You can always tell. Well, there's two types. There's the AI enhanced where, you have this giant version of me with my hands out going, look at all these choices of cameras. And then there's the obvious super cinema camera build that no one would ever build and looks so dumb. The worst offenders now is they are spitting out documentaries like crazy, where it's all food tours and factories, where they find and they scour the YouTubes for footage of Doritos being made. And they take all the clips and they can put it into one, and they put a voiceover AI, and then they put a AI thumbnail of this squirting a Dorito onto a tray and saying, the Dorito factory, everything you need to know. That's the trend. And I won't watch. They all get thumbs down and they get taken out of my feed, period. I just can't get enough. I just can't get into the horror genre, though, Cog. Have you tried James Wan movies like The Conjurings? They're not gory. They're just suspense, and I love that. I kind of dig that. I grew up, we had Creepshow. Creepshow is like gore to the max of creepiness, and it's gross, and it's like, Derek says, the Stripes dumb, but character-wise dumb. Yes, exactly. Spikes do the right thing on a tiny budget. Big message, yes. Also, what's his name? Before Friday, he did, oh God, the Boys in the Hood. Great movie. Friday was a great movie. It's funny. It's dumb. It's character development. That's what it was. Character development. And how many locations do they have? Like 2. Debo's house. My grandmama gave me that chain. I love that movie. I worked with Nicholas Vince, who played the character in here. Wow. Awesome. King says, start with Leprechaun or Chucky. Oh, my God. Yes, Chucky. Cannon fodder. I will not become Yoda. I am also interested to hear what you're planning, Scott. All this research, I hope, is for... It's for... Honestly, it's for a lot of reasons. It's to help me with some big things. It's also to help me repassionatize my filmmaking. The review thing, it just sucks you. I enjoy the products. I enjoy sharing and testing and all that stuff. But, I really wanted to shoot a short film with everything that I've ever tested. And timelines and that kind of stuff, it doesn't work for that. It makes it very difficult, and it kind of sucks the passion out of you. So with Alaska's move, my Alaska channel, there's going to be a lot of different stories being told, and I want to tell those stories better, as well as some fun docs coming. Lots of cool stuff. And if y'all haven't subscribed to my Alaska channel, it's down below. If you're interested, if you're not, my Alaska channel will be, it's all vloggy right now, but it'll be vloggy for a lot. The results of that channel will be on here, though, with the documentaries and the wildlife stuff and some of the other things. But, yeah. Some of the greatest productions from the 80s was definitely WWF. Fair enough. Fair enough. I see what you did there, Cognition. Let's see. Wow. Never even heard of Leprechaun. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Down the rabbit hole you go. Wikipedia has budget and earnings information. Not on everything. Box Office Mojo used to. They had all the earnings and they had the budget on there. And then when Bezos bought it, he kind of stripped everything several times. And now they want you to pay for Pro. It's the only horror movie I ever liked the premise of. Interesting. Breakfast Club was 1 million and made 51.5 million. Yeah, it's wild. NES was a great film. Cognition. Original Beetlejuice was popping too. Yep. Yeah, I have a fear of falling asleep sometimes, recurring dreams. I mean, every single one of us, we're careful to put down put our feet down on the floor from bed sometimes. Have y'all ever see the movie Cat's Eye? Cat's Eye was like this weird conglomeration of different stories that all tied together through a cat. But then it was all about the evil little, I'm not going to tell you. Y'all need to watch it. Cognition, go watch Cat's Eye. Go watch Cat's Eye. And tell me you put your feet down. Do the Right Thing was awesome. Boys in the Hood was awesome. Yes, it was. Great story. Character development. Scott, we need to film a short? Yes. Yes. Sounds like lots of fun. Plans. Have fun. Oh, I will. Tariq says another great Spike Lee is Mo Better Blues and another Denzel with Spike film about a basketballer. I love Denzel. Denzel can do no wrong in my book. That man is such an incredible actor. I love everything he's ever been in. And I just watched again Crimson Tide because he's so damn good. Cocoon, yes, good. Goonies, yeah, Goonies. Fun, campy. Bring back campy. Would love to check out one of your shorts on here. Oh yeah. The French have still a healthy theater film audience, especially in Paris. Plenty of small cinemas that never do it. That's cool. We should be so smart. What did I do? Click. Though they're not much into American entertainment cinema, that's fine. I mean, I wouldn't say at this point American cinema is the thing to follow. You cannot eat in the room? Well, I don't know about that. Denzel was the only good part in Gladiator 2. I haven't watched Gladiator 2 yet. I've heard the same thing, though. Denzel is 70 years old. That dude looks like he's 40. Awesome. Cornbread Earl and Me. Never heard of it. Denzel in, what was the Training Day? Excellent in that. Playing a bad guy. He was good in the terrorist movie. I forget which one that is. He was good in, even in St. Elsewhere he was good. Loved it. Okay, folks, it is 6 o'clock, and I need to go about some things, but I want to say thank you, Matt. Seriously, always thank you, Matt. You're such a great dude, and thank you, everyone. And I hope you all had a fantastic New Year, and hope that your 2025 is awesome as well, because we all deserve it. European films of today, American films of the 70s, Blumhouse. Stream is looking fresh. Scott looks good lighting. Thank you very much, Jed. Training Day is epic. Yes, it was. Everyone have a fantastic and wonderful weekend. Ooh, Super 8. Yes, not a 80s movie, but fantastic. Loved Super 8. Everyone have a fantastic and wonderful weekend. Do something fun. Go watch one of these movies that we talked about. Seriously. The Breakfast Club. awesome. Go watch the character development in that, because I think I'm going to watch it tonight, actually. I think I'm going to try to make my son-in-law watch it. He's really hard to make watch movies. Go eat something delicious. We're having pizza soon. Not tonight, Sunday. But everybody, go out there and create some amazing stories. And, as always, as I like to leave it, don't let your passions center around your life. Let your life center around your passions. Bye, everyone. Have a great weekend.